Hello and welcome to another Battle for Hyrule 2 tournament match. This time it's 100% no-up A. We got YmustUhateME versus Shatty. Two sub-30 any% no-up A runners, both gotten into Hundo more recently. I think they have like 37s or something, gotten pretty good times in this, and should be pretty closely matched. And they're off. Based on that, we'll see if either of them are attempting a level 3 manip. Based on the delay on YMust's timer, he may at least be trying it. Shatty, even if he was trying to set up the timer, he loved the screen scrolls enough that he probably didn't get it. And YMust did pause outside the entrance. We'll see what kind of pattern he gets. They're synced now. YMust does not get a minute, but Shatty gets the lucky first bomb, so whereas YMust has to clear all 3 Darknuts to get his bomb. That'll scary part here is the boss. YMust getting unfavorable Darknut patterns, but good bomb drops. Shatty gets through the Darknuts first, but only has 1 bomb. He did get the... it was Shatty who got the lucky first drop, right? So he'll be able to clear the Darknuts for the other static bomb. But he'd probably rather do something a little faster than that, so we'll see how he handles it. Okay, he drops a bomb there, gets two drops, probably 1 force, 1 random, and he's should be good to go. Shatty takes a hit from that Octorok. I think that was intentional to 0 out his count. So he knows where it is. They're into level 4. So far, this has been similar to the any% no obey category. The first real difference is they have some choices in key routing. So there's a key in level 4 they may or may not get, since the magical key is required in this category. We can route it so we can use fewer small keys and there are some choices that the runners can make that have some advantages and disadvantages. I must first to the ladder. Four OX in a race, not bad at all. YmustUhateME skipping what we call the error key because error 72 added to the route. It's north of those Diamond Rupee, and because Shatty zeroed his count out before he went to get the ladder, I assume he's doing the same thing. So if you're getting the error key, there are a lot more keys to build a count on, and zero it out after the ladder. But nice thing about this category, if you do mess up the bomb force, we're going to level 2 next instead of level 1. So a huge tragedy leaving here without bombs, but neither of them have to deal with it, and having bombs is a little more comfy. So level 1's closer, but there's a heart container in between level 4 and level 1. We don't have a candle to open it up yet. We don't want to backtrack, so the best way to route this is to go west instead, and we will world wrap and grab the hearts off the coast. We're going into level 2. Alright, so grabbing that 30 secret on the way, and then heading into level 2, YmustUhate a little bit ahead. Level 2 contains the magical boomerang required. We need all of the heart containers, all of the top upgrades of dungeon items, any non-upgradable, non-consumable item. We don't need a potion, we don't need magical shield, because those can be consumed, but we do need the letter, we do need don't need the wooden boomerang, but we do need the magical boomerang, and here it is, this fireball turret room. We're a little underpowered for it, so he's gonna stab and bomb each of these guys to get 5 hit points real quick. Bombs that wall. Nice room for YmustUhate. YmustUhate also skipping the Moldorm key, so he will have to pirouette on the way into level 1 to save a key. Pirouette potentially slower than the Moldorms, but it's a lot more consistent. Moldorms can be 4 seconds, but it can be a lot longer if you get a bad pattern, whereas the pirouette's pretty much 6 seconds every time. Both of them, Shatty doing the same key route, they will both pirouette level 1. They're both out of 2. Little low on rupees. Not an emergency or anything, but there's a good chance that one or both of them will need a backup 30 after 1. But we'll see how that plays out over the next couple splits. Shatty stopping for an extra heart. Oh, I'm sorry. Shatty stopping for a heart that's on the list. Sorry, I was just commenting a swordless race. I'm doing like three things at once, so I was confused about what route I was looking at for a second. But yeah, so they're going up. They're going up to the. Wait, yeah, they're going to go up and get the required items in the northeast now, including the letter and the money here, which will pay for the bomb upgrade, also required. Yeah, I wasn't going to be solo on comms here, but his antlers volunteered, but unfortunately his swordless race is still going on, so I'm kind of juggling. Anyway, so YmustUhateME getting the blue candle. The blue candle not required, but it does. It is got. We do get it in every 100% obey route because these bomb upgrades are required, so you need a lot of money, and some of the money's under pushes, and it wouldn't make sense to wait until you get the red candle to start routing in the money. YmustUhateME doing the bomb upgrade, stabbing the old man to work his count. We want a 10 count going into the dark nuts to force a bomb. But the bomb upgrade makes it a little more comfortable here than coming in with 8 bombs. Very nice room for YmustUhateME. Shatty coming in right behind him. It looks like YmustUhateME is going to be first to dig Dogger here. And YmustUhateME has level 5 Triforce. Now we have the candle, so we can whistle back to 4 and get that heart container I mentioned earlier, and then head into 1. Must has 74 rupees. He needs to get to 80 by the end of level 1, or else he has to open up an extra 30, which takes some time. Let's see how the Stalfos treat him. Drop him a 5 rupee and a 1, that would be perfect. Shatty's, after he gets this 30, is going to be going into in with 62, and that's a much further reach to get to 80. He's probably going to have to get that backup 30 regardless. So one way to look at it is he doesn't have to slow down to pick up rupees, but he will have to have 2 extra menus and a candle flame and the old man text, which adds up to 12 to 15 seconds. Wyma still hasn't gotten that last 5 rupee. Maybe the wall masters will hook him up on that score. Both got the bow. Wooden boomerang is here in 1, but we don't need it. And Wymus got his 5-er, so he has just what he needs to buy the arrows on the way to 6. And joining me in the commentator booth now is Antlers44, fresh off a really exciting swordless match over on SpeedGaming 3. We will not spoil what happened there. But, GG's. How you doing, Antler?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Glad to be out of that race, as you have so generously termed exciting. But looking forward to this one. How is the race been going so far?
Pretty good so far. We got I was just typing in the Discord if we could add you on the layout, but it looks like our volunteer's right on top of it before I could even type that. All right, so yeah, they're both no major disasters in the early game. So Ymust has a slight lead at the ladder, as you can see, at the magical sword, as you can see.
Yeah, it looks pretty tight, honestly.
Yeah.
I see that Ymust has to get a rupee here somewhere. Hope he realizes that.
Yeah, usually one drops somewhere, but you don't want to get to Goma with 0 rupees.
Yep, usually is a famous last word.
Yeah, the thing is, you have to be cognizant of it, because the rupee drop doesn't help if you're not aware that you need to turn around to grab a rupee, right?
True, very true. Yeah, and the fact that he didn't kill those Zals kind of makes me think that maybe
it may not be on his mind, but
realize it.
Well, we'll see.
Because the Zals are in the rupee dropping group, for those who are not aware. I got one. There we go.
Yeah. Usually one drops, but now just if he doesn't get any other rupees, just don't miss Goma.
Shatty got noped on the bombs there, unfortunately.
Oh. Shatty, because Shatty had to get the backup 30, he still has his candle out, and using it to entertaining effect in the belfry there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. In both of my 100% races previously, I did not have to get the backup 30, so I forgot that you
Yeah.
can kind of do some funny shenanigans in the Belfry with the candle.
Yeah. Yeah. Ymust got to 80 on the Wallmaster on the way out of one, but Shatty was only at like 62 entering one, so pretty much by then it was a little too late.
Shatty taking a little bit of damage here. Ooh, gotta be careful going into this. Oh no.
Yeah.
He's really gotta be careful. Nice bombs there.
Yeah, if you have bombs, that room's not so bad.
Yeah, I think that was a 12 damage and 8 damage and another 8 damage there.
Yeah, you just got to put them on that column exactly like you saw him do it, and
Yeah.
pretty consistent. Sometimes they phase around and are a little difficult, but most of the time it goes kind of like that.
I'm too stubborn to drop bombs in 6. I always just end up like getting right in the middle of all of them and swinging my sword with reckless abandon, just in a circle, hoping I hit them.
Even in Hundo, I mean, bombs are.
Oh yeah.
All right. The Ymust does take down Goma. He did get a few more rupees along the way, so not so dire now. Shatty into the second magical breakfast room.
And a couple globals in a row for him. That's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, some friendly drops on Shatty's side. So Ymust doing this really tough walk that's part of this world record route that Unos came up with. It goes through the Any Road, and it does a few screens faster than some alternatives, but these are the screens that are kind of annoying on it. So, and he did take. You almost always take a half-heart of damage. Well, pretty much always take a half-heart of damage because there's a P-hat in the way on the stairs, and then you try not to get hit by Lionel, but it's really common to lose 2 hearts the way Ymust did. We'll see how that walk treats Shatty.
Yeah, it's really tough to get off that screen without getting hit by a Lionel. They're just so often shooting beams right up that ladder.
Yeah. Now, Cantaloupe likes to, at least in races, he likes to reload the screen so the P-hat's out of the way. But then the Lionel spawn changes, and he knows how to deal with it, but it's not trivial.
Nice job by Shatty there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, is tank the P-hat, get the half-heart damage, and then get the Lionels out of the way and get off the screen. So. Ymust killing this Manhandla because the book is in this direction. A lot of the 100% route is easier than any percent. We get extra heart containers, we get the red ring in 9, we get the bomb upgrades. Level 8 is considerably harder, however, because of these extra rooms to get items, because it's not just these 2 big rooms of Darknet combat, it's also that Manhandla you just saw, and then it's a Goma to get to the silver arrows, so we'll see how they do it.
Yeah, Ymust didn't get the bombs off of Manhandla, but in this situation, because you're going to 7 after this anyway, you almost prefer the heart that he got over the bombs, because you're about to get a free refill.
Mm-hmm.
You see him just using all his bombs up here for combat, which is something you wouldn't typically do in like the any percent Noah Bay run.
Yeah, if you're going to level 9 next, you need to hang on to your bombs. But we're going to level 7 next because of the magical key and 7 being key negative. It makes sense to do 7 later, so we could skip. We saw them skip a key in 4 and skip a key in 2 earlier. So we route 7 after the magical key, and 7 has the second bomb upgrade in it. So you only need, one to get to the wall into Gliok, and 1 to get to the wall to the bomb upgrade, and you can just spam the rest of them. Ooh, very nice 1-cycle Goma on the left Goma on Ymust's side. That's really tricky. You can, It's not that hard if he gives you the up and down pattern, and if he goes left, it's a little bit tough because you have to get to 2 specific half tiles at once. When he goes right, you have to get to 3 specific half tiles very quickly to get the 1 cycle. So very nicely done by YmustUhateME.
Yeah, and the great thing too is you don't take a heart of damage like you pretty much have to when he does the vertical pattern as well.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit harder, but it's safer. Shatty taking some damage here in Blue Lagoon too, but getting some nice rewards here in hearts. I must have half heart away from being full going to Gliok. That is not common in 100% level 8.
I mean, it's not common in any level 8, but particularly in Hunting.
True.
Yeah. Shatty also gets the heart Goma pattern, does not 1 cycle it. Every Goma cycle costs 8 seconds. So they just get a fairy, which will save a few seconds on the refill.
Nice consolation prize, I guess.
Yeah.
YmustUhateME is going to be heading to level 7.
Yep. First, he's going to buy the meat here. Funny, the more expensive meat just happens to be more convenient routing-wise, so even though we need a lot of rupees for other stuff in this run, it ends up spending more money on meat, ends up being faster anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those situations where, because of the secrets that we route in, it's those extra rupees that you spend were just going to be wasted essentially anyway, so it's really no difference.
Yeah, some people get the cheaper meat to afford a blue potion or something like that, but neither of these guys are going to need a safety like that, so just staying on basically the same thing the world record does. They're racing, so it'll be a little bit slower, but need to be safe.
Nice quick Gliok for Shatty there. It's going to be coming in right behind YmustUhateME. Probably about a 30-40 second differential at the moment. Probably closer to 40. Now, if you're not familiar with 100%, you're going to see YmustUhateME get this bomb upgrade on the left side of level 7 here. This is something you only see in this category and 100% yes up A. That fills them all the way to 16, so it's pretty much the last major windfall of bombs that we're going to get in the run. At this point, it's just clear out the 7 and head to 9.
Yeah. It is nice having Magical Sword in 7. Works out that way here. You usually are used to going through this with Wood Sword. Fewer hearts, so you can kill a lot of things in fewer swings if we have to.
Yeah. And we're coming... Sorry about that.
But it is often still faster to dodge if you can. Well, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say we're coming up on an item that's easy to forget here, that you really don't need other than to make your run valid in the handle. Most people don't forget it. I'm not most people, so I tend to forget it pretty often. But
yeah, people forget it less now because most people are doing a red candle route in any percent no obey as well, so they're kind of used to the red candle in 7. In the 2019 tournament, at that time, RC Drone was going for world record in 90% no obey on a blue candle route, so he was used to skipping that staircase, and he noticed he'd done it like a couple rooms later because the spots were different and backtracked, but he was winning up there, and Cantaloupe ended up winning that bracket match because of it. So
yeah, I think
we haven't had
telling me that.
Yeah, we haven't had too much like that which is good to see. It's kind of a bummer when a race is determined because someone forgot something rather than, you know,
Oh
someone
yeah.
someone played better. But
However, that if it was a difference of that much, it sounds like it was gonna be really close regardless too.
that's true. That's true. Yeah. And the thing about the 2019 multi-category tournament, everyone had to do 3 categories in that one. In this one, you could sign up for whatever categories you wanted to focus on. So, uh, it's the effect has been like there aren't as many blowouts in the swordless bracket because we're down to people who are all good at swordless, and the same logic applies to other stuff. And since people didn't have to like learn 2 other routes while doing 100% no obey, they're less likely to forget the route. Although a few people are doing multiple categories, including both of us.
Yeah, it can certainly have an effect on your memory of strats and routes and things.
Alright.
Yeah, headed to 9 though. I think Shatty might have made up a little time in that dungeon.
Yeah.
Seems like he's closed the gap a touch.
YmustUhateME still definitely going to be first into 9.
A small refill for Shatty as well. Yeah, this is like a high 37-ish pace, I want to say, for YmustUhateME.
Yeah. Which is really good in a race. I don't know off the top of my head what his PB is. I can go look that up.
I think it's a mid 37, 3x maybe.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Yeah, we're gonna see him go for the red ring here. Shatty has to dodge that Lionel as well on the way to 9. They both took a half heart damage, which isn't a huge deal because we don't immediately need to force bombs. And Shatty actually got some lucky bombs, it looks like. Some more lucky bombs, so Shatty's gonna have 0 bomb troubles. He's not gonna have to worry about it one bit. He's completely set. YmustUhateME, he's pretty much set, but you do want some combat bombs to be able to drop in reverse C, so he'd probably like 1 more pack. Oh, nice adjustment. Nice awareness to swing the sword with that red Wizrobe inside the block he had just clipped through. Swings the sword back up vertically. That'd be very, very hard to do, especially with nerves going in a race like this. It's like
The YmustUhateME has the red. The YmustUhateME has the red ring that lets you tank a lot more because it quadruples your defense. So they're very unlikely to die once they get that with a reasonable amount of hearts. And I did look it up. YmustUhateME's PB is a 37-37. Shatty's is a 36-49, which is about as good as his any percent. So Shatty's put a little more into this category, I think.
Speaking of Shatty, he's got to be so careful here. He's taking some damage. Gets into the red ring, so that's going to make things a lot more comfy. But he's still got a few dangerous screens to traverse.
Yeah, when you're down to 3.5 hearts, you have to be a little more careful than usual, which is not ideal. But still, I mean, multiply that by 4. It's really, 14 hearts.
Just any amount of being careful is tough when you're trying to chase down YmustUhateME, who's about 6 screens ahead of you right now.
Yeah.
Gets through Patra 1 with no damage. YmustUhateME heading into the reverse C to pick up his silver arrows. Wizard's in this room giving him the trademark terrible patterns in 100%, but he deals with it nicely.
You ever reload a room and end up getting those spawns in reverse C without the red ring? It's kind of a death sentence most of the time.
I might have gotten those spawns at some point in low percent, but that was
Yeah,
quite
that
a
makes
while
sense.
ago. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, they are awful.
And yeah, because the spawns, they don't group up for bombing like the any percent spawns we're used to. What you usually do is end up just trying to take some damage from Wizrope so you don't lose your sword to a bubble. Unfortunately, Shatty's on low enough health that he doesn't want to tank too much, so he's throwing down some bombs, even though they don't group up or as well. They are vulnerable to them, and he gets the room killed.
Nice bubble dodge there to avoid some more time loss. It's gonna take something pretty monumental, unfortunately, for Shatty at this point, because YmustUhateME is about to get to Patra 3 as Shatty picks up his silvers. That's about a minute and a half difference.
This is the first game of 3, so Shatty will have a chance for redemption in second game, which will be as soon as a few minutes after they finish this one.
Yeah, Patra 3 goes down for YmustUhateME, and he is about to have the final fight with Ganon. Good stun lock, and that is a dead pig. Get your GGs out for YmustUhateME, the winner of race 1. And Shatty, with a valiant effort to try and come back, but YmustUhateME did a good job.
Yeah, he's just gonna forfeit, move on to game 2. We'll see if they need a break or anything. Oh, YmustUhateME saying in chat, he just got a 0.2 second PB. So very poverty PB, but a PB nonetheless, which is always amazing in a race.
That's awesome. GG's to YmustUhateME.
Alright, we're gonna take a quick bio break for runners and comms, actually, both of us. So, so we will be right back in a few seconds. Alright, and we are back. The runners will be starting up shortly. Antlers will be back with me as soon as he's let his dog out. Shoutouts to Dorito and Alright, we got him synced up. By the way, if you're wondering about the timers on screen being slightly out of sync, Ymust is starting his timer on control, which is what we do in speedruns. And we press start on file select on 0 in the race time room, and Shatty is starting his timer on his stream at the same time he pressed start on race time. So they're a couple seconds off, but they are synced. So let not your heart be troubled. Alright, Shatty grabbing a bomb on the way out of the staircase. He's good to go. See if Ymust chooses to go into manhandle with 4 bombs or else slow down to pick up some more. Oh, those dark nuts grouped up very nicely for him. He gets the wall open and gets them killed in 1 bomb, so he's going to have 7 going into Manhandla. Ooh, and Shatty takes a death to Manhandla. Really rough. We'll see if he decides to go back in or just... now he's just going to go, which is... It's smart play. You can... he has some bombs, so he can beat level 4 now, and so he can come back and do 3 later. And he's less underpowered.
I am back. I greatly apologize for that. I had to chase a possum out of my backyard.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Dorito okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Luckily, I went out there with him. I heard, though, that Shatty had some rough luck, though.
Yeah, Shatty took up a death to Manhandla and bailed, because he still had 4 bombs. The Manhandla pattern just kind of went nuts and killed him very quickly, so he's going to have to loop back to 3. It looks like he's a little ahead, but he's really not.
Yeah, honestly, kind of a heady play there. You can come back and finish that before 7, and that should work out pretty nicely.
Yeah, I mean, you could go right back in there and save like the overworld walking to backtrack, but if you go back in and you don't get and you don't kill the Manhandla and or don't get a bomb force, then you're still in trouble. So you might as well just go on, beat 4, and come and so forth, and come back here when it's.
Yeah, because you recorded to 3 anyway on your way to 7, so.
Well, yeah. Probably want to do it sometime before that, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can't record it to 3 because you won't have beaten it.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it right after 4, since we're going back into the Deadwoods to World Wrap, but you could also do it. Could do it after 5 when you whistle back to 4. We'll see what he decides.
Yep. Looks like they're both getting through 4 without too much of an issue. Shatty's going to have 1 fewer heart, unless Ymust does not recoup that heart that he lost. but he will have beams. Nice clean kill for Shatty. Well, I must ride on his tail.
Very nice, Gleok.
Ooh. Vyers did not cooperate with YmustUhateME. They didn't group up at all. He did have a count built up, but good news is you don't have to bomb anything before 2. So he'll be able to get in there and get some bombs. We assume, anyway.
Yeah.
Nice kill for YmustUhateME, too.
Oh, did he? He forces a rupee. He must have stabbed a redhead for multiple frames to get that, because and it helps. He got a rupee in 3 and he got a 5 rupee in 3 and another in 4. So he's ahead of the game on money. He mentioned in the race room, game 1 was a tiny PB for him. It was the first time he skipped the backup 30, so it was a gold 6. So and he's on pace to have the money again.
Nice global too. He'll take that.
Yeah, that helps a lot, because like you said, you don't need bombs in 6, but they help a lot. Or in 2 rather, you don't need bombs in 2, but they speed things up a lot, especially in the magical boomerang room, because each of those, the blue gorillas, you have to kill 3 of them, and they have 5 hit points of damage. So that's either 5 stabs or 1 stab and 1 bomb. And obviously
yeah, true. I did forget about that. Assuming you get shut out in the 5 red gorilla room.
Yeah, it's nice to have it in your hand and not be relying on luck, because
absolutely.
Because if you go into the boomerang room with no bombs, you can do it, but it's going to take a while. You're gonna take some damage, and you have to backtrack out because you can't bomb your way up to where the free bomb is. So that's, as in most categories, most speedruns of this game in any category, the bombs are crucial. But they're a little more forgiving than in some categories.
Nice play from Shatty to stab the gorilla over toward the wall to get the bomb hole open. And it's a good thing he did that, because he actually missed the first bomb on that blue gorilla to the right. It looks like Shatty was gonna kill the
Yeah, that was a kind of an odd play. He killed half of them. I think it was just getting in his way, so he stabbed at it, but he didn't finish it off, which, I mean, if you get that key, you don't have to pirouette, so I feel like if you start the fight, might as well finish it, but I guess he was probably not planning on killing it at all, so.
And YmustUhateME misses the right side gorilla as well, has to sword him the rest of the way down, as Shatty picks up the Triforce N2 and will be headed to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Shatty's has the lead, but this is actually very, very close. YmustUhateME might even be a little bit ahead. Oh, Shatty's going JSR route. I love it. That's a really good play with only 61 rupees too, because this route has a little less rupee pressure. So he won't be doing the any road walk. Instead, he's going to get the stuff in the southern coast now.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I know I've seen JSR do it before, but it's been a long time, so I don't remember what it necessarily entails.
Yeah, it's not his PB route anymore, but it is a great route, because it's only like 3 screens extra walking than the world record route. If you don't do the HUD clip on the world record route, I don't think it's slower at all. And you don't have, and you're guaranteed to have your 80 rupees at the end of 1 on this route, because we're getting this 100 now. So and you have to farm up extra rupees eventually because you have to have a certain amount of money later on. But you can farm a few in 6 if you're not too far away from what you'll need.
It looks like Ymust. I'm not sure if that was a single or if it was a 5er that he had forced, but he missed a rupee drop going into Monocle Rock. Hopefully for him it wasn't a 5er, because that would have been even more, or even put him even closer to having the required rupees to skip the extra 30 after 1.
So, another advantage of JSR route for Shatty, since he still hasn't killed Manhandla, this route has an extra heart at this point. So he's gonna have the same amount of health as Ymust, even though he's done some overroll that Ymust hasn't yet.
It looks like he won't be that far behind Ymust into level 5, so Shatty's quick about killing Manhandla. This could definitely still be a race.
For sure, for sure. Now, Shatty has to remember not to buy the blue candle a second time. That is always a risk on this route.
Yeah, that would not be a problem for me.
Yeah, you've mentioned, because you're used to red candle 90% of the route, you forget the blue candle a lot in this category. For the inverse of the problem Drone was having that we mentioned earlier. And he remembers not to buy a second candle. So, yeah, Shatty has 235 rupees. He'll spend 100 for the bomb upgrade here. He'll spend 80. I mean, you can also buy the meat in a different place if you want, but I don't know if he's going to do that or not. Probably not, but we'll see.
I'm guessing that would be at the Forgotten spot on the way to 6.
No, you can get it either in the forest at the same spot. It's on the any road route before 8 when you whistle to 2, or you can get it at the corner on the way to 1 after you whistle to 4. The ladder is the ladder TTR is a little bit faster in terms of for the cave. We did time it out at some point because
Ooh, nice bomb.
that was a really nice bomb on Ymust's side. Yeah, he just took out 4 of them very quickly.
He gets trolled a little bit there toward the end, but ends up getting through it nice. And Shatty with some nice bombing here as well.
Yeah.
And similarly gets trolled toward the end, but also gets some nice health drops there as well. Yeah. So they both come out of the recorder with 6 bombs. It's always nice when that Gibdo just runs right down the middle straight at you and you can just walk straight through the doorway like that. Always feels bad when the Gibdo with the bombs goes straight up and you're forced to deal with him at the top of the room. That's probably the most dangerous place to have to deal with stealing that bomb from that Gibdo. And Shatty gonna go without filling up on bombs on Dodongo. I don't remember I'm kind of blanking on how heavily that's gonna affect things.
I mean, the only issue is he still needs to go back and kill Manhandla. So if he gets the bomb off Manhandla, he'll be fine. But if it were, but absent that, it would be okay with 9 bombs. You could get a force in 1 or not. Should be
Right. Yeah. So you get 1 after this. Ooh, Shatty, gotta be careful. There we go.
Ooh, okay.
So still right behind Ymust as they both head toward level 1.
And yeah, in Shatty's situation, I would not do the corner meat here, just because it would eliminate the. It would give him some ruby pressure that would sort of give up some of the advantages to this. But he's not going back to 3. That's interesting. Maybe he'll do it before 7.
Yeah, I guess maybe in that situation, instead of recording to 3, because obviously you can't, you recorder to level 4. Oh, yeah, here's the meat. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he is doing the corner meat. So, so he is gonna need 80 rupees at the end of a 1, and it doesn't. He's far away, so probably not gonna get it, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll just get the back of 30. Whereas Ymust already at 78 doesn't need to worry about rupees inside 1 at all. Also has a lot of bombs.
Yeah, Ymust could even just force in here, honestly, off the Gorias, as long as he doesn't take a hit.
Oh wait, I said it wrong. Ymust does need a couple of rupees here, but they should drop for him.
Yeah, assuming
he needs 8.
Sword here.
He needs to be at 80. Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, if you're like 1 or 2 rupees off in level 1, it's absolutely worth it to just like kill wall masters in the key room, because odds are one of the first 2 or 3 is going to drop you at least a single. Ymust will leave 1 with 84 rupees and 8 bombs in real good shape. Shatty will have to get another secret, as John mentioned, with 6 bombs. 6 bombs is fine. You only need 1 bomb per 6, and you'll probably get more than that. We're gonna have a magical sword pickup from Ymust here. This is about the same split that I came in on at the same exact time. Only difference being in this one, Shatty's done a little more overworlding, and Ymust needs, Shatty also needs to do level 3. So we'll see how much of a difference that makes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, going back into Kill Manhandle isn't going to take that much longer than the Any Road Walk and Southern Coast stuff, but but I don't know. Shatty really needs to be ahead out of 8 to do that. So we'll see how they fare as they sync up in the next couple splits.
Yeah, 8 and as has been mentioned, 8 can do some pretty tricky things in this category, especially. Ymust dropping all the bombs there. Gets a little heart, recoups a little health, but he did take a little bit of a beating in that room. Shatty gets another bomb drop, so Shatty will be able to go wild with bombs here if he so chooses. And oh, Ymust takes another hit from a blue Wizrobe. He's got to be very careful now. Nice save. Oh, takes another hit. Right as I start to say nice save clear of that wand room. And Shatty gets a fairy drop. He will have full health, so this might catch Shatty up a little bit. Ymust is going to have to be more careful than Shatty here.
Yeah, beams and 6 can really speed you up too if he can hang on to them, because you can throw damage across these rooms. And
yeah, I'd imagine it's going to be a bomb fest for Shatty in this wand room here. Oh, and Ymust gets a fairy. Very nice. Looks like he got a clock drop.
Yeah, he got the clock from the orange Wizrobe is 3, and the fairy chance from the blue Wizrobe is 4. So if you do get a clock in a Wizrobe room, killing the blue next is often a good idea, even though that is the lowest drop chance of compared to the health group fairies.
Speaking of clocks, he picks up another one in Magic Breakfast 2, and Shatty got a fairy himself. So the 6 being very generous with the drops to both of them. Another bomb drop for Shatty helps him get through this Magic Breakfast 2 really quickly. Definitely think he made up a little bit of time there. Ymust picks up his Triforce out of 6, he'll be headed to level 8. So Shatty gonna lose a little bit of time on the refill here. He's gonna have a bigger one than Ymust.
Nice fairy from Lionel for Ymust. Gets to actually leave that screen with full health, which is rare. Now, Shatty won't have to deal with that screen at all because he's already done the Southern Coast stuff that Ymust is taking the any road to access. So instead, he can just whistle to 2 and go to 8 from that direction.
Yeah, I don't think we've recorded anywhere yet, so... Oh, no, we have. We recorded to level 4, so he'll need to go 1 down to 2. Yeah, that's right. Nice damageless
Normally
kill of Octorok.
Normally you need to go 2 down to 2 at that point, but he doesn't have a level 3 Triforce, so...
He will definitely beat Ymust into level 8 here.
Yeah, which is what you'd expect given the route divergence, and if he can stay ahead.
Ymust not going for the HUD clip, which is gonna widen that gap just a little bit more. Very nice cooperative manhandler there too. We'll see what Manhandler does for Ymust here. Not going to be near as well, not that big of a difference. He does leave Heart behind, but not too big of a deal. Alright,
Shatty heading into the lagoons. He has 12 bombs, so he can He can bomb with abandon. Although he does have to go back and do manhandle after this, so he probably wants to save some bombs that he wouldn't otherwise.
Some really nice bomb and sword work there for Shatty. Gets him out of that Blue Lagoon 1 very quick with minimal health loss.
Yeah, that was a really good Lagoon 1. See if he can repeat it.
It's a good thing because that room between the lagoons definitely took its toll a little bit. And then, right as I say that, he gets a fairy. Oh, getting beat up a little bit though. Not quite as fast as of a Lagoon for Ymust, but Shatty misses the 1 cycle on the Goma.
Yeah, he got a hard pattern, and he's gonna... He does get a fairy for his trouble, and...
Another good consolation prize there. A good bomb from Ymust, outside of not opening up the wall.
Yeah.
More health drops. These last couple dungeons have been very, very generous with the bomb and health drops for both runners.
Yeah, they're kind of feast or famine sometimes, but... At this race, and Ymust gets a fireball, throws him off strat, and he could not get the 1 cycle there.
So Shatty's widened this gap in here to probably about looks like about 5 rooms. Now it's mostly walking rooms, so it's trivial rooms, but
Yeah, and Shatty has a few extra rooms to do himself because of he still has not beaten level 3, but he will be first out of 8, so he will get a little bit of a head start as he plays catch up.
yeah, definitely appeared as though with Shatty's play that he definitely knows he's a little bit behind.
Well, even if you weren't paying any attention to the restream, which he probably is, you could probably surmise from what happened in 3 that you don't really have a lead. So
True, except of all the deaths that you can take, especially with how heads up Shatty played it, that really is not the worst one.
Yeah. So Shatty gonna go back into 3 now, I assume.
Yeah, Ymust is definitely still in the lead, but Shatty will probably be walking into the manhandler room about the time that Ymust gets to the 100 secret, I would say.
Yeah. Ymust is going to whistle to 3 here, so you will be able to see exactly what the lead is in a moment.
Oh no, he still has to get the meat? I forgot about that. Shatty's gonna... Yeah, Shatty... This is even closer than I thought.
Yeah, because on Shatty's route, he already has the meat, so...
Yep, that's Wow.
Alright, and Shatty gets a clean manhandler. Shatty's got a slight lead. And they're neck and neck, though, because Ymust is going to whistle to the same screen that Shatty's about to walk out the level on. Look at that.
Wow. That is pretty crazy how that ended up sinking.
Yeah.
Man, hats off to Shatty for, having the presence of mind to reroute that as effectively as he did.
Yeah. Really cool to see.
Yeah, we're gonna be going into 7 within like 2 seconds of each other.
Yeah. I was really having a better level 8 was where Shatty really closed the gap there.
Yeah, definitely.
Which
Shatty,
is
when
exactly
they
what.
walked in, Shatty had about a 2-room lead, I think, and he widened it to about a 5-6-room lead toward the end.
Yeah, those Darknet rooms can be so high variance, and he needed to have really good rooms, and he did it. And now he's a little bit ahead. But Ymust hot on his heels, just a room behind. Actually, half a room behind.
Oh my.
Yeah, we're going to. Yeah, the timers are a little off because of how they started them differently, but they are synced on stream. They are.
About a 2-second difference still. Ooh,
Yeah.
Ymust getting a little gridded there after the bubble hit. For those who aren't aware, that dark room that they had to go through is a Chevy room with a little island in the middle of the water. So you've got to walk through there in a pretty specific manner, otherwise you'll get caught on your ladder.
Look at this, we're getting the red candle together.
Yep, the difference of the fanfare. That's literally the difference at the moment. Ymust gets a nice bomb drop there, though. That every little bit helps. That's 2 bombs that he will have in 9 that unless Shatty gets lucky, he will not.
Ymust also does the bomb and stab to save a bomb for later.
Yep, so now
Magical Sword does the same as bomb damage. It's a little tricky because the Dig Doggers can fly away, but he did it clean. And they're chopping down these wall masters, which also die in one swing with magical, and into the staircase together.
Yep, Ymust takes a slight lead now.
Yeah, they've been trading leads all this level. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's wild to see, and it's fitting with these two guys. Very, very similar skill set. You know, really close, and kind of a grudge match too. They like to rib each other a little bit, so it's
good friends too.
To watch. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of fun.
And Shatty must have had a little bit better of a refill. I actually missed it because he changed to recorder earlier than Ymust.
It's just synced in the whirlwind.
So 13 bombs versus 10. Shatty, I think 10 is exactly the number you need in 100%. You need 3 extra. So actually, I think it's 9 that you need in 100%.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head, because particularly in the next room, you can do some good stuff with bombs with the Hondo strats, but
yeah, just as a bare minimum, though, you need, I think you need 9, because in any percent, you need 6. And it's 3 extra to get to the red ring.
I think is it 3 walls or 2 to bomb? I don't remember, but it's
I think it's 3, because you got to bomb right and then up twice.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And Ymust got a bomb off the overworld as he was coming into Heart Rock, so he's at 15 now.
So that will not play a factor for Ymust. Shatty,
he's not.
Can't go as ham as Ymust can with the bombs.
Yeah. Shatty would really like to get a lucky drop or 2, but Ymust doesn't even have to think about bombs for the rest of the run, basically. I mean, he doesn't want to throw out all of them, obviously, because there are walls, but he's in good shape for combat and for every wall.
They both get the typical hit from
Yeah.
the Patra there. YmustUhateME
You
threw
can
a
do
little bit
that.
cleaner.
You can do that damageless, but it's super tricky. I've seen Shatty pull it off actually, but more often you take a bot. And they're both with the red ring together. Wow.
Yeah, YmustUhateME actually had a really good save there. He got booped out of the block clip and did a really nice backup to get back in.
Screen transitions simultaneously.
My
and
goodness.
Again.
Yeah, and YmustUhateME is now a sword swing ahead.
Yeah. Now, if YmustUhateME bombs effectively, he could take the lead here, but I don't know. We'll see. Not the same for both of them. Still synced.
Yeah, that the glaring difference at this point being that Shatty has the exact number of bombs required at this point to beat the game, so he can use none for combat. YmustUhateME can drop 5 if he so chooses, which is huge for reverse C because of the terrible spawns.
I've said this several times, but apparently some people in chat missed it. YmustUhateME started his timer on control, and Shatty started his timer on file select, so they are synced, even though it looks like they're a couple seconds apart.
Some really nice sorting there for YmustUhateME. Oh man, he handled that so well, and he's through it quicker.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna come down to the wire.
Oh, and that bubble just trolling Shatty.
Yeah, just like a bad bubble
times.
pattern is not what you want to see. Yeah, they are. So.
Oh, and a keys troll as well.
Yeah, YmustUhateME first out of the silvers. He could win this series in the next 2 minutes if he plays clean and Shatty doesn't overtake him. But as we've seen, they've been overtaking each other back and forth. Oh, YmustUhateME gets trolled by some likes. Let's see, can Shatty have a better room here now?
Yeah. Oh man, this is tense. We both got the exact same bombs now, which shouldn't really come into play a ton.
Alright.
Both very nicely through the trap room.
It could come down to whose fast Patra is better, or it could actually come down to Ganon warps.
Yeah, an all right Ganon versus an instant stun lock.
Yeah.
YmustUhateME having a little trouble here.
Yeah. Patra 3, not totally clean for either of them.
Yeah,
YmustUhateME first into Ganon.
I think Shatty gained a little time there.
Yeah.
And the stun lock for YmustUhateME.
Yeah. YmustUhateME is going to take this series barely by... Yeah. That is a 38-33 for YmustUhateME. And a 38-48 for Shatty. What a race.
Yeah, get your GGs out. What a race. Honestly, that was about as good of a race as you're gonna see in a vanilla category. We'll work on getting both runners in here. It looks like we have Shatty. Wow, GG's, dude.
Thanks, man.
That was that was insane watching your comeback. How you rerouted that, like I would never have had the presence of mind to do that. Was that something that you like had kind of planned on in the heat of the moment, or was that something that you just kind of remembered?
Once I died in 3, I knew I was going to be a heart short. So it was like,
yeah,
where am I going to get that from? But
yeah.
thankfully, we used to watch RBG play like nonstop back in the day. So.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Redbird Grad. Haven't seen him in a while. He hasn't been streaming past few years, but still his influence still felt since he thought to do JSR route and yeah, that was great to watch because as the routes converged, like you went back into 3 to kill Manhandla, and as you walked out of 3, Ymust was whistling to 3, and you left the level 3 screen at the same time. It was fantastic, and you're basically trading leads back and forth for the rest of the run, which a lot of times in Hundo you get to the point where someone has an insurmountable lead earlier than that, and that did not happen until Patra 3. And Why Must You Hate Me is in the comms booth with us. GG, sir.
Yo, GG, man.
Yeah, GG's YmustUhateME.
Dude, I thought I had way much more time with you dying in 3. I was like, all right, I'm just chilling, man. Let's just get through this. Like, and I was like, oh man, what the hell? Like, he is on me. Yeah. Well, that was good. That was crazy. Good races, man.
Yeah, I obviously like huge shout out to the recovery and the comeback from Shatty, but also like huge shout out to you, who when you saw that you were pretty much exactly even with Shatty out of 3. After he had done 3 and you had recorded back to 3, like that would be extremely like kind of jarring, I would think.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. I don't know why I thought like dying in 3 and like going back in there, I was like, oh, I'm like, I don't know, I was thinking like minutes. And not that I was like playing any worse, I was just not really worried. It might have actually helped me. But
yeah. I mean,
wasn't sweating it. I was like, yeah, I just have to do is finish here and not screw up. And then I was like, wait, you guys kept saying he was getting closer. I was like, wait a second. And then we had to like turn on the jets. Yeah.
Level 8 in Hundo is so high variance, and Shatty really crushed it and made up some time there. So we just watched the gap. And also, he went to JSR route, and you stayed on Unos route. So we kept like thinking about what's he already done and that you have to do. And as the routes synced up, you were neck and neck, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, speaking of level 8, particularly Shatty, your Blue Lagoon 1, that was an insanely good Blue Lagoon 1.
Yeah, I've had a couple good ones the last couple nights. Usually not my greatest strong point there, Nate. But yeah, I knew I had to go, right? Like the whole time I'm thinking I still gotta go back to 3. Like just go, start throwing bombs, like hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was over here predicting that like you'd be walking into the manhandler room about the time that Yumi got the 100 secret, and I completely forgot that Yumi still had to get the meat out of level 8, and I was like, oh, they're gonna be like exactly tied here, and then that realization set in, I was like, wow, this is gonna be a really good ending.
Yeah, my 8 was really bad too, like. Because I was like, that was kind of half panic set in when you guys were talking about how we're about to be even. I was like, oh man, I got low on it. Was just very, 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 very bad 8. So him going fast, yeah, dang.
I will say, level 6 and level 8 specifically were very merciful with the drops. Like,
oh yeah, dude, I was getting hooked up. I was getting hooked up.
6.
Fairies even. I got a fairy in the second one because I got a clock in that room. I was like, I want to kill some of these wizards. I need some health, and dropped a fairy. It was like, wow.
Yeah, clock into the fairy was huge. That allowed you to not go super slow in Magic Breakfast too, which, might have, it would have been really, really close at that point, but
Dude, the first race, man, I had a 16-second gold in level 6. I was like, what in the world? Half of it was because I skipped the secret, but yeah. Like,
yeah, I mean that secret between the two menus to candle and the old man text and waiting for the flame to burn, it's about 15 seconds, so you'll save that much time just having 80 rupees out of one.
Yeah, I guess I never realized that. So for whoever get back to PB attempts, man, there's that time right there. I accidentally didn't save the splits, so got the old ones.
Well, tomorrow we have a race on one of the Speed Gaming channels at 8 p.m. The Third Extent will be racing against Antlers, who is in the booth with me. You guys have the semifinals, and speaking of semifinals, YmustUhateME, you will be facing YmustUhateME in the other semifinal. So, how do you feel about that matchup?
Yeah, rip, dude. R.I.P. It's fine though. It's all good. This was the championship for me right here. Just playing my boy, and now because either one of us are gonna get smacked or just YmustUhateME, so it's all right. It'll be fun. We'll try. We need him to die several times.
Yeah. All right. Any final words before we close out?
GG's. Thanks for comms as always. Luck, Antlers, and YmustUhateME. And yeah, thanks for putting the tournament on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing double duty, John, and everything. And yeah, thanks
and
SpeedGaming.
Thanks SpeedGaming for the restream. And thanks Antlers for joining me on comms. Thanks to Shatty and YmustUhateME for a fantastic race. We will be back with more Zelda 1 tomorrow night on one of the Speed Gaming channels. And until then, good night and good night.
Have a good night.